welcome inside the 2025 Mercedes-AMG A45s. Now this has been my personal car and my daily driver now for the last 6 weeks or so. And in that time I've done just over 2,000 miles. So let's talk a little bit about the car. It does have a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo that puts out around 415 brake horsepower through an 8-speed automatic gearbox. Now, before I suppose we talk about anything else, let's just get over this now. I know a lot of you probably going to have something negative to say about the choice of this sort of 2-litre 4-cylinder. Look, does it sound amazing? No, at least not from the outside. But is it still a hugely powerful and hugely exciting engine? Yes, absolutely. So look, anyone who really knows me knows that I love a V8, and like my go-to comment is pretty much like, should have had a V8. Like, I think every car should just have a V8. So if I can get over this engine choice, then I think you probably can too. And all I would say is the people that have something negative to say haven't actually tried it for themselves. So just, if you can get the opportunity, my advice would be just try it, just drive it, try and drive it angry if you can, before making up your mind. Now the gearbox is actually a twin clutch 8-speed auto, and considering this is a sort of baby AMG product, it's actually really snappy, like really responsive. And the car is also 4-wheel drive. Now you don't get the same level of control as you would with something like a BMW M3 or an M4, where you basically you can dial in the amount of power distribution all the way to 100% to the rear if you want to. You don't quite get that level of control. It's essentially 50-50 always, but what it can do is it can divert 100% of that 50% to one corner, which is basically magic, to be honest. And that also makes it obviously incredibly dynamic to drive. So when you couple that with the sort of short-ish dimensions of the car, the fact that it's, you know, it's not the longest car and it's not the heaviest car, does make it really fun to drive. You also get everything you would expect from a modern Mercedes product. So you get wireless CarPlay, wireless charging, heated seats, heated steering wheel, adaptive cruise, premium sound system, and sexy ambient lighting. You get everything kind of good to go out of the box. One thing I really like, this is just a personal thing, but you get these selector switches on the steering wheel, and I think you only get them in the top AMG products of each family tree, so in the 45s and the 63s. And the one on the left, essentially, you get 2 buttons that you can customize what action they do. So like normally mine are set to the gearbox, switching between manual and auto, and I have the exhaust, like basically the exhaust valves, but you can have all sorts on there. And what's interesting is, depending on what car you have and what features your car has, you can add more and more stuff on there. So this car doesn't have front axle lift, but my GT63 did have front axle lift, and you could actually add that on there. So it depends on what features you have on your car. And then the one on the right is your sort of driving mode. So I think normally it's comfort, sport plus race. But what's interesting is you can just disable the ones you don't use. So mine, I've got comfort and race, and which means you haven't got to skip through loads of modes that you don't want to use. You also have individual, of course, where you can customize, you know, you can have whatever you want. But yeah, they just work really well. I'm not going to compare them to other products, but I really like them. Honestly, every time I leave my house and I look at this car, it makes me smile. In fact, it makes me laugh because of how ridiculous it looks. Like, there's something really kind of comical and immature about the car that I really like. And honestly, of all the cars I've had, this is hands down one of my favorites. it's a really special car. Those brakes are going to be hot.